became a thin blue flame, polished on a mountain range. Over hills and fields I flew, wrapped up in a royal blue. I flew over Royal City last night, bullfight on the horns of a new moon's light. Caesar's ghost, I saw the wartime tides. Prince of Denmark's father still and quiet. The whole world was waiting to get drowned. Trees were fish shaking themselves at the clouds. Looked over curtains, it was then that I knew only a full house gonna make it through. I became a thin blue wire, held the world above the fire. So it was a song behind. Heaven's just a thin blue line. If God's up there, he's in a cold dark room. The heavenly hosts are just the cold dark moons. He bent down and made the world in 7 days, and ever since he's been walking away, mixing with nitrogen and lonely holes, where neither seraphim nor raindrops go. I see an old man wandering the halls alone, but only a full house gonna make a home. I became a thin blue stream, the smoke between sleep and dreams, and in that clear blue undertow, saw Royal City far below, the border soft with refugees. Streets are swimming with amputees. It's a Bible or a bullet they put over your heart. It's getting harder and harder to tell them apart. The days are nights and the nights are long. Beating hearts blossom into walking bombs. Those still looking in a clear blue sky for a sign. Get missiles from so high they might as well be divine. And the dogs are howling at your door, sing about vengeance like it's the joy of the Lord, bringing justice to the enemies, not the other way around. They're guilty were killed, and they're killed where they're found. If what's loose on earth will be loosed up on high, it's a hell of a heaven we must go to when we die. Even Lord begs hearty for vengeance, please. The fat man is crying on his hands and his knees. Back in the peacetime, he caught roses on the stage. Now each twist and decision takes bourbon for rage. Lead pellets, pepper, and aluminum, halcyon, laudanum, and opium. Sin kiss thee hearty this poison cup. His winding sheet is busy winding up. In darkness he looks for the light that has died. But you need faith for the same reasons it's so hard to find. This whole thing is headed for a terrible wreck, and like a tragedy, that's what we expect. Dynamic plans for a city laid down, the hips of a girl on the spring-covered ground, spirals and capitals in the twist of the script, streets named for heroes that could almost exist, for trees of Eden and the gardens at sea, to float like the smoke from a lithium dream. Cedar trees growing in the cool of the squares, young women walking in the portals of prayer, future glass buildings and the past in a dress, weddings in pollen and the wine bottomless, all wrongs forgotten and all vengeance made right, the suffering verbs put to sleep in the night, the future descending like a bright chandelier, the world beginning and the guests in the cheer. In Royal City I fell into a trance, it's hell to believe there ain't a hell of a chance. Beneath the clear blue sky, the sun has shout, the breeze aside. My old hometown, the streets I knew, wrapped up in a royal blue. Heard my friends laughing out across the field, girls in the gloaming and the birds on the wheel, raw smell of horses and the warm smell of hay, cicadas electric in the heat of the day, run of three sisters and the flush of the land. The lake was a diamond in the valley's hand, the straight of the highway and the scattered out hearts, coming together they were pulling apart, and angels everywhere were in my midst, the ones that I loved and the ones that I kissed. Wondered what it was I'd been looking for above. Heaven so big there ain't no need to look up. I stopped looking for royal cities in the air, only a full house gonna have a prayer.